The 1987 Brisbane Rugby League season, in hindsight, was one steeped in uncertainty, controversy and change. The uncertainty of a Brisbane team entering the Sydney competition next year, the controversy surrounding the Brothers Leagues club and the inevitable change the Brisbane Broncos made to the Brisbane competition. But it started like any other season. Coaches and players devoid of the traumas that would unfold. Their only objective, winning the 1987 Winfield Cup.
The chance, McCubbin flings it out to McElwain, quickly across to LeMan. LeMan looking for room, gets away from Kelly, back inside of Stafford. McElwain again, McElwain for the line, just pulled up short, gets a pass away now, over to Stafford and he's in for a try.
What a
good
try.
work from Brothers keeping the ball alive on the last tackle. And he's made a total mess of it, total mess. He can't believe it himself, he looks down at his feet. Put the wrong boots on today, unfortunately. Tony Ray there.
Once again, Kerrod Walters fires the ball out. Hunter taking in a good tackle, fires it back on the inside. Little kick by Ray Kelly, he's been knocked down. And a penalty, Eddie Ward decides. And I'd say it's for a late tackle on Ray Kelly.
And straight between the posts. Elliott. Gets a good pass away to Ray, burrows for the line, he's over, yes, a try. Try to Tony Ray, good work, acceleration from a standing start. And that takes Brothers to a lead of 8-2. 10 metres to the left of the uprights. And this one again waved away, so no successes from 2 attempts for Tony Ray. As the scrum collapses. Both front rows are down, but the ball moving across to Burns. Links up with Kilroy. Kilroy with space to move. Sets sail downfield. Payne coming across to meet him. Goes wide, looks up for his winger, gets the pass to Davidson.
No, he's called it back. He's called it back.
He's away. But the referee calling it back for the forward passes. Davidson doesn't know that. He thinks he's in underneath the post.
Hard luck, Bly, and I think Eddie Ward was correct too. Back right in centre field, the pass from Kilroy out to Bly Davidson, a brilliant passage of play. The crowd, a number of the crowd can't believe it either. They're just now regaining their seats, pointing back to where Eddie Ward is. And Eddie Ward's going to pack a scrum for the ball going forward. An Ipswich player down behind. Let's have a look at it again. Here it is from Kilroy. The ball definitely a forward pass. The only way it could have been called play on had Ipswich touched it in flight. Bly Davidson juggled it for a moment, then took off. There was no way that Ipswich are going to catch this flyer, but as it turned out, they didn't have to. Brothers win the scrum.
Greg Smith flicks it back inside. On the way to the line is Eric Kennedy. He's over for a try. Tony Ray right in front of the posts.
But still no certainty. He's missed 2 from very simple positions. Let's see if he can put this one over.
What are the odds?
Pretty good.
Moves in. And this one is through. You beauty, someone called from the crowd, and I think he echoed Tony Ray's sentiments. And it's an Ipswich ball from the scrum, and raking a good bust as Lindenberg straight back through the middle. Scrum against the feed. Now Blanco out to Payne. Payne sights an opening and he's through for a try. Good run, found the gap and went straight and hard for it, Gavin Payne. Blanco the link. Lindenberg, Strathy getting involved in the second half. Haggith steps away from one, sets sail for the line. Kilroy comes across him, he pushes him up. Haggith is still going, magnificent try to the second rower. Great running from Haggith, who has played a 100% game from the kick-off in the first half of this match. Bailey again threading his way through, finds the gap. Stepping off that right foot, finding the gaps. Tony Ray, these two are working in tandem. Ray's gone all the way. Well, good work from Bailey, then Ray. The two in there from dummy half, showing good pace and really finding the gaps in the Ipswich defence as they weaken late in the game. This is 10 metres to the right of the uprights. and he steers it through. So Brothers have this match sealed up now, leading 22 points to 10. Stanley. Benson getting involved. Howard outside him, slips a pass to Bleakley, who nearly loses his head. Greg Walker going high.
Not like Greg Walker.
Stanley slips a good pass to Keogh, battling for the line, and he's over. First try of the match to Redcliffe, and it's getting up off the ground.
Rolls,
Rolls it is, not in fact, not Keogh. The blonde-headed centre crashing over between the sticks. Long pass out to Keogh, standing wide, and he's through the tackle of Walker, sets sail for the line, looks inside, doesn't get the pass to Brown, who was there.
Could have set it up better. It was a good break, but he could have done more with it.
Pass slip to Stanley. Stanley gets a pass to Bleakley. Nice piece of work from the Redcliffe forwards, combining beautifully. Howard, Benson, Bleakley loses it inside and gathered by Wilson. Wilson takes off, shows a bit of speed, and through the tackle of Donnelly, will Wilson have the speed? He's chased and gathered in by 3 Dolphins. The first one to him being Bob Keogh. Cullen, the long pass again. Standing out there is Jansen. Another one to Burke. Good passing out to King. King for the line. Chased by Keogh, but great try. Great try to the diehards, and they desperately needed that 4-pointer. Now it's Neal. Good step off the right foot. Back inside. Slipped away now to Bleakley. Brown. Dave Brown finds himself in the open spaces. Takes him on and slips a good pass away. And diving over for a 4-pointer is Bob Keogh. Coyne. Again the kick. Master of the kicking game, Peter Coyne. Putting pressure on as he comes through on Donald. It's loose. King is grabbing for it.
It's a try. It's a try to Coyne.
Coyne has come up with it. And put the kick in, has come up with it for the try.
Eddie Ward, it was lucky he was on the spot to award the try because he went down in back play. Interesting to see if the monitor picks it up. Coyne puts up the high ball. The diehards have been putting the correct pressure on. There goes Eddie Ward. Down he goes. Good work from Ward, though. He managed to get up to be on the spot to award the try. The ball went loose. Hadn't been... Look at this. Good work from Peter Coyne. Picked it up beautifully. Juggled it for a moment. And Eddie Ward got back just in time to award the try. Of course, the call should be mine. Especially at this stage of the game with only 2.5 minutes to go. You've got to be hungry for that ball. A ball taken on the full there could have really been anything. Now Redcliffe come up with this and a try.
Stanley, will he score? Yes, he's over. Can he get it down?
No
try. Well, Waverley Stanley, 3rd time he's over the line. He won't believe it when he looks at the replay tonight.
Well, have a look at it. He's backed up beautifully all day. The young fellow tries to get it. Let's see if he goes low here. Okay, he had one man come in on him, but the ball was stolen from him in good defence from Bennett King. Eddie Ward on the spot and rules correctly.
That's Doyle taking it towards the posts. Donnelly. Benson will be lurking around for the field goal. Rolls back to Bleakley. Bleakley thinks a try would do better. Back inside to Donnelly, and there it is. Well, that's the game well and truly wrapped up for Redcliffe. A good performance it is as Donnelly dives over. Sandy works the blind. Slips a good pass out to Tapia. On it goes to Keogh. Good football. Back inside. Sandy accelerates, flying down the right-hand touchline, and he's in for a try, Jamie Sandy, going all the way as Kilroy comes across. A couple of short, crisp passes, and away they were down that far side. Last tackle.
There's Brown. Straight up the middle, Dave Brown. He's not going to miss scoring this try. What a good positive effort from Dave Brown. He actually knocked the fullback out of the road over the try line.
Brothers collapsed in the scrum. Canescu took the quick tap, and here goes Canescu on the blind.
There's some gaps in that Brothers ruck.
They sure are at the moment. On the blind again. Sandy trying to find the hole. Slips the pass to Doyle. 4 points coming up for Redcliffe. Good football. Finding a little gap on the blind side. Good pass from Jamie Sandy.
Under 5 minutes to go now in the first half. Redcliffe would be well happy with this lead.
Tapia slips it to Sandy. Will he score again from that position? He sets sail down first. Coming across is Moore. Slips a beautiful pass. Magnificent pass. And over in the corner. Bleakley has scored the try. Backing up as always. Bleakley.
What a great effort there from Redcliffe. I was saying they'd be satisfied with their 18-6 lead at half-time. Jamie Sandy wasn't. He's having a blinder in this first half, Jamie Sandy.
Rolls to Sandy. Sandy scheming, accelerates away from Burns. Benson, long pass over, looking for his winger. Back inside from Doyle to Donnelly. Donnelly going through the middle, looks for the line. Donnelly's over! Try to Redcliffe, and that really does put the nail in the coffin. Gary Smith having a burst, slips a good pass to Moore. Moore onto Burns. Burns manages to pull it in, gets a good pass away to Coyne, and Coyne dives, and he's there. Referee looks to the touch judge. 4 points to Mark Coyne diving over. The backs are well spread. Ground slowly to his feet. Sandy, Benson, back inside to Rolls. Slips a pass to Niebling. Niebling decides to take them on. He's still going strongly. Brian Niebling is in for the try. And they'll turn around to remind the selectors that he was the one who scored it.
Yeah, he said, I'm here. He scored 2 in 2 days. He scored 1 in the reserve grade last night. That was a strong, determined effort against some feeble defence, though. Redcliffe, once again, trying to clear the ball early. They moved it out wide, then the pass back on the inside. Have a look at this. Benson back inside to Rolls. That caused Brothers already some immediate problems. Beautiful pop-up pass from Rolls. And then Niebling set sail from a standing start. Brushes out of Clinton Moore. Not good enough from Clinton Moore. The other tackle there from Williams it was. He couldn't hold him. Niebling determined and forces his way across for a good try.
Trevor Benson, just to the left of the uprights. It's through, 2 more points. So Redcliffe, they lead by 32 points to 10.
Let's have a look. Herring from dummy half has to come around some fallen players. Finds Wood. Wood can't get past the tackle of Michael Booth. Herring, Wilson, Coyne. The little grubber kick through, hits the feet of Marsden, is it? Marsden breaking away. Going to be picked in by Bennett King. Back out to Cook. Cook still looking for his support. Bennett King running always. Made sure he wrapped him up. Well done from Bennett King. He was really in trouble because he was outnumbered. And Wilson also making the tackle. A penalty is eventuated. It'll be interesting to see whether Ward puts him in the bin. And he does. Gives him 5 minutes in the bin for delaying tactics. Often called a professional foul. These days it might be better named as an amateur foul. Here's the good break.
Yes, it was Marsden taking off downfield and King was after him. King gathering him in fairly well. There's a hit toward just over the halfway line. Then Cook had it, tried to step back and get King on the wrong foot. Finally, King was doing such a good work of shepherding him that he managed to effect the tackle as the help arrived. Now it's Duncan with North working a move on the blind side. Only a few metres short. Gerard, again the blind side, ducks and weaves, slips a tackle, and Duncan is over. Duncan reaches out over the line, and North's rewarded for that good work that they've put on in the past couple of moments. Using it wide now, North spin it out to McMahon. He ducks under 2 or 3 tackles before Hone finally manages to knock him off balance.
Poor attempts by both front rowers, Stewart and Day.
Bagnall.
Obstruction, I'd say.
Slipped the pass to Marsden, it's gone backwards. Bagnall coming around again. Gets it away. Jackson steps off the left and straight through the middle. Jackson getting downfield. Looks for support. Duncan managing to be up there. Where were the rest?
And North slow to support. 5th tackle though. Billy would want to get rid of it.
Marsden. Booth. McCabe. They're not certain where to go, but now Bagnall sets sail. And he sidesteps the fullback. Leachburg sliding away from him. Straight around. Make the kick even easier. Good try to North.
Bagnall out to Duncan to Cook. Good run there from Kelso, juggles it, bumps away from one. Some ineffective tackles from the diehards. Tengdahl comes in just to sort of hang off him without driving again. Bagnall, first man off the ruck. He's got McKenzie supporting the little pass to McKenzie. He's gone straight through. He's got Gerard on his right hand side. Looked the wrong way, bumps out of one. He's going to go all the way himself. McKenzie, short.
Double movement.
Double movement.
And there was some interference in the back play too when the initial break was made. Marsden was backing up in the middle and was pulled back. Well, North are really on top of the moment. They're throwing the ball around. Here's Bagnall, gets it to McKenzie, and look at the swerve for a second rower. Completely beats him. Looks inside. That was where McMahon got knocked over. He swivels away, goes for the line, and I think we'll see it is a double movement, just short. Then the extra movement. I don't think you could say it was momentum.
And double movement was the correct ruling. Just as well for the diehards because they were in heaps of bother.
Very hard to turn the temptation down to reach out over the line. On Wednesday night last week at the Panasonic Cup final, we saw Wayne Pearce showing his experience not go for the extra 6 inches for a try, but 99% of players do.
Yeah, well, McKenzie had done a lot of good work there to get that far, and I guess he just couldn't help himself.
Here's Coyne with a little chip through for Burke, and Coyne regathers. Coyne sets off for the line. He's chased by several players, but no one's got a chance. Coyne far too much pace underneath the post. After the kick was dropped, the little chip through was dropped and came up for him.
Once
Duncan
again,
leading. Duncan taking it up, 10 metres short.
No one moving up in defence.
Marsden, little move worked, back to McCabe. On the pass goes to Jackson. He's only 5 metres short.
Two
Pressure
players
right
down.
on.
2 players down for the diehards.
McCabe struggling for the line, wrestling out of tackles. Last tackle, 2 metres out.
A score out here.
Duncan has plenty of numbers, tries to go himself. He stretches out and made it. Wood has it again. King throws a dummy. Last tackle. King still going. Thrown to the ground.
They move it here on the right, they could even score. North's thin out here now.
Hone has a go himself. He rolls over the line, but he's got it down. He has got it down. Tried to mark Hone, the diehards captain, but it's a little bit too late, I'm afraid. And this one's through, so his unblemished record for the season continues. And that's full time. North's running out winners over Seagulls diehards by 19 points to 12, and the Devils remain well and truly on top of the ladder. And Marsden. Now Vernon, good strong run. Almost a collision between McCabe and Dart. Good running from Vernon though. Working the blind side. Gary Smith holds up the pass for Ray. Ray has O'Brien with him, slips a pass. O'Brien didn't have any room to work in. I thought he may have come back inside there. Smith, Gill, Burns. Floats a good pass over the top to Moore. Look at the speed of Clinton Moore. What pace! Magnificent try from the fullback. Scored a couple of tries last week and was the man of the match in Brothers' performance against West last week. Smith on the blind. Jackson there, slips it back to Kilroy. Kilroy still going, straining to break the tackle. Held onto by Kelso. Trevor Bailey. Tony Ray through the middle. This game really is starting to open up. The gaps are starting to appear, created by ball movement. Smith, Gill, back inside to LeMan. LeMan breaks halfway through, slips it to Gill, backing up as Burns. Back to Greg Smith. He's looking for support on the outside. Breaks through the tackle, still going. Browning has it. Has support in Clinton Moore. Goes for the corner. Wait for the referee decision of the try. Great football by Brothers. They've earned that. It's been coming for a couple of minutes the way they're moving that ball around. Kilroy.
This match vital for the 2 points for Brothers. North sitting pretty up on 16 points. They're 4 points clear of the field. And Brothers need to keep in the hunt for the 4th spot. They badly need this 2 points.
Gill almost created something for Vernon there. Greg Smith runs around with Burns. Burns goes ahead himself through the little dummy. Now gets it back to Tony Ray. Ray coming to the cover defence. Back inside to LeMan. Great football once more by Brothers, and excellent backing up from Brett LeMan, the lock forward.
Yes, Brothers really showing what it's all about. Good attack out wide. Have a look at Brett LeMan. He's as happy as Larry. In the in-goal area, Vince O'Brien picks it up, but good defence there from Wharton, who kicked the ball. North will want to try and keep them down here. The quick hands by Moore, not a good one though, but picked up brilliantly by Kilroy. Kilroy out to Mark Coyne. He's got plenty of pace. Mark Coyne gets over the 22-metre line. Cross comes Bagnall. Coyne stands him up, fires it back on the inside. It was a good pass. Was it knocked back? Eddie Ward says no. Knock on by Clinton Moore, who backed up on the inside. And another chance from Brothers has gone begging.
Norths need more than a converted try now. Kick stands up for O'Brien.
Getting very dark here at Lang Park now too. You can't see it on your sets at home where it looks quite bright. This being the shortest day of the year, and a bit of cloud cover out there in the west hasn't helped either.
Burns with a good pass to Coyne. Coyne taken in a tackle by Wharton. He's accelerating, plenty of pace. Mark Coyne already scored, I think it's 5 tries this season. Again, Brothers using the backs. LeMan has sent it forward surely to O'Brien. Yes, travelled forward.
You can see there that Brothers certainly under instructions to run Norths off their feet, and that's what they've done. They've played away from the Norths pack. They've made sure they've got it out wide. They've found Norths wanting in pace, and they've capitalised on their strengths.
North's ball. Booth up in the line. Ooh, lifts the elbow.
And he's got him too. This will be interesting.
Definitely lifted the elbow in the tackle, and the Brothers play it down. Booth may have been trying to
protect. Sent off. He's gone. No sin bin. He's been sent from the field.
Interesting to see it again. Booth may have been protecting himself, but you can't protect yourself with the elbow.
There's a LeMan coming in. He certainly had the forearm up. LeMan came in high. Certainly brushed him aside.
Brought him right in the windpipe, I think.
Yep. He's been sent from the field. taking a bit of time in leaving, and there he goes now, Michael Booth, and he'll front the judiciary tomorrow night.
Today, there's nothing of a back line. In fact, there's hardly a player on this side of the field as they switch it back the other way to Coyne. Kick may have been touched. It was. Lewis gathers it well. Fires it across to Dawes. Dawes looking on the outside. The little dummy doling around. He can't quite pick up a runner. He's gone everywhere but get the pass away.
Wally Lewis thought he had it 3 times then.
Miles from dummy half.
You're right, Warren. Miles playing very close to the ruck, more like a forward, and he has been slightly criticised for that facet of his play when Queensland come up against New South Wales.
Out it goes to Scott on the bounce. Scotty makes a break, accelerates downfield, looks for his winger. Scott Lewis for the corner. He's made it. Try to win a Manly. First try of the match. Petrie from dummy half. Kicks, rebound. Back to win a Manly. Lewis has it. 6 more tackles, signals referee Irwin. Jenner on to Miles. Through 1 tackle. Slips it to Scott. Scott's everywhere at the moment. Back away to Jamot. Jamot in the open spaces. Has support. Slips it away to Dawes. Dawes for the post. Desperate tackle, but he's over. Try to win a Manly. Second try of the match. Owen getting to his feet. Oh, again, strong flash. Jansen breaks through the tackle. Good football. Slips it to Herring. Herring has Wilson in support. Pirouette's going again. Naylor takes him in the tackle. Pull down inches short. The Diehards on the attack, desperately needing some points here. Jamot comes into the play, and the penalty will go to the Diehards. Well, I don't really think Jamot deliberately got in the way of the pass, but he could have stayed right out of it. Yeah, I got no doubt, Warren. I think he deserved 5 minutes in the sin bin for that, because he came right through the middle of the Diehard ruck when they had winner man. He shot to pieces. The Diehards want to try. Berg has it. Goes through the tackle, straight through the tackle. Well, there's going to be some embarrassing faces when we look at the replay on this one. David Burke has the four-pointer. Let's have a look at it. Pretty simple. From the tap penalty, Wilson fired it straight out. Now, Burke has been elusive. It goes through Coyne's hands. Out to David Burke. Let's have a look how the incident occurred. It looked like Scott Nichols, I think it might have been. We'll check that for you shortly. But David Burke bumped out of the tackle. And, of course, that's why he was allowed so simply, in effect, to get across and score the try. Back on the blind side. Burke with a little chip through. Over the top of Miles, but he knocks it down, and now Lewis has it. Coming back through the middle of the forwards. Almost came off for David Burke, but those long arms of Gene Miles pulling it down, or knocking it down, as Day is penalised and put in the sin bin for 5 minutes. Looks like he gave Lewis a little bit of work after he defected the tackle. It was a good hit by Day first up. Look at this. Lewis has to come up the middle of the ruck, and Day meets him. He says, OK, if you're going to come in here, you're going to take one of those. Now, there's nothing wrong with that part of it, but it seems that Day wanted to go on with it, and Irwin standing right over the top, a little bit on the blind side of our cameras, but certainly not on the blind side of the referee. Irwin coming in for a close look, spots the infringement, and a penalty to win a man. Well, all of a sudden, we're at the other end of the field with 58 seconds till half-time, a chance for the Diehards. Herring, the tap onto Wilson. Hone straightening it up. On the blind side this time. Herring out of the dummy half roll. On the quarter line. Wilson runs around Coyne again. This time it's Marshall coming straight ahead. The defence is willing. Yeah, the wraparound hasn't really been effective for them. Coyne works the blind side, looking out wide. Herring, repeat of the previous move, and on it goes to Holmes. Holmes has a gap. Gets it pass away to House. House for the line, taken by Scott Lewis. He's over for a try. Well, the Diehards had struck just before half-time, and won't they be pleased about that? That brings the scores level at 10-all. Jamot to Lewis. Good defence again. The Diehards really hanging to this lead. Lewis is starting to run. Now it's with Miles. Miles through the middle, pushes him out of the run, reaches out and scores. Well, Miles has scored after finally deciding to go all the way himself instead of throwing the basketball passes over underneath the post to take Winner Manly to the lead. Tengdahl comes around Herring. Throws the dummy, not taken by Jamot around the ankles or Sinclair over the top. Taken play inside the Wynnum 22. Daunt wrapped up quickly by Dawes. They really overused that wraparound today, and Winner Manly have done a pretty fair job of shutting them down. Hone gets a quick pass back to Tengdahl. Last tackle, 13 metres out. Coyne, little left footer through, it's in the air. Scott is underneath it, they come through, the ball's loose. Strasser's got it, he's wanted the try. Well, Strasser taking the ball off the ground, lifting it back over the line. looked very much like it could have been a knock-on.
Yeah, I agree, Warren. A very suspect decision from Irwin. He decided that Winner Manley had touched it, and they played good advantage rule for one. Let's have a look at it. Peter Coyne puts the high ball up, coming down in the in-goal area. It certainly comes off Winner Manley. There, Hickey would be in an offside position, but Strasser, no, he didn't knock it on. I'd say he picked it up pretty cleanly. Fair try, and the diehards are back in front.
Again, just over the halfway as Jamot and Sinclair make the tackle, tireless in defence. Strasser. Gene Miles bumps into the ground. Coyne accelerates, sees a little chance on the blind side, slips it to Tengdale. Tengdale too much pace, down the wing, back inside it goes. Herring has it. Herring staying on his feet, slips a pass away.
Try.
And the diehards are in for a match-winning try. Match-winning try to the diehards.
So at the end of round one, surprisingly, the Bolters out in front, Norths, with the rest of the field in tow. The big disappointments of round one was Seagull diehards, who spent a lot of money in the off-season. But with the full round of fixtures remaining, anything could happen.
Dawes, Lewis, Miles steps off the right and makes the break. Eludes it to cover defence. Back to Lewis, backing up. He has support. Comes to the fullback. Moore drags him down from behind.
Good tackle, Clinton Moore.
Pressure on, and the fifth tackle called. They won't get off him. The penalty goes to Wynnum.
And 5 minutes in the sin bin.
Gary Smith it is, heading towards the dressing rooms. Lewis takes a quick tap, heading for a try. Flings a long pass out to Hickey. Hickey pulled down 5 metres
Gary
short.
Smith just about could have tackled him then. He hadn't left the field.
There's O'Brien making the tackle. Petrie on the blind again. Wastes the tackle. Wynnum getting reorganised. Jenner calling the shots. Lewis at the pivot mark. Flings it out to Scott, runs onto it. Burns takes him. It goes backwards. Kilroy drives. Can't get it. Naylor has it. He's lost it as well. And the scrum will pack down. Pressure right on Brothers early on here. Lewis taking a quick tap to keep it coming.
Ground announcer there just announcing that Gary Smith has actually got 10 minutes in the sin bin for that delaying tactic. So Eddie Ward using the severest penalty available to him.
Brothers ball from the scrum. Burns slips it to Browning. Browning can't get away from Lewis as he swoops on him just over the quarter line. O'Brien a dummy half. Moore, Jones, Gill moving it wide. LeMans standing out there in the backs. Finds a gap on the outside of Dawes. Inside is Kilroy. Gives it to him now. Kilroy accelerates to left. Has no support. Did he beat Scott? No. Pulls him down. A great tackle from the fullback.
It's got to be a penalty. It's got to be a penalty. There's no way you can, and it'll be interesting now, Eddie Ward, is he going to put him in the sin bin as well? This is certainly, there he is. He can go for 5 as well. We won't have any players left here at this rate. Great break from Joe Kilroy to go downfield. Colin Scott, undoubtedly an infringement to delay play, and that was to drag him into touch. There goes Scotty. He's going to have 5 minutes in the sin bin as well. There'll be more in there than there is on the field, the way things are going. But what a beautiful break then from Brett LeMan initially, followed up by Joe Kilroy. We were only just talking a couple of moments ago about the importance of Kilroy. There's Brett LeMan, did a beautiful break down the down the left-hand side. Kilroy back on the inside, and then Colin Scott just gets a hold of the jersey. Have a look at this. Scotty's coming across. Looked like Kilroy had his measure. Scotty just grabbed him by the jersey, pulled him down beautifully. Kilroy looked for support. No one was there. Where were they when they needed him? Brothers are now on the attack. There's the pull into touch, and Brothers have taken the penalty, and they've gone on the attack only a couple of metres out from the try line.
LeMan pulled down on the second tackle as Bailey goes from dummy half and scores. On the third tackle, Bailey burrowing over. First try to Brothers. To go Wynnum using the backs. Jenner to Miles. Miles trying to run away from Bailey. Throwing the little dummy and still going. Looks back inside over the top to Scott Lewis.
Lack of pace there from Scott Lewis showed out. He would have been a better position. Oh, that's got to be a penalty. Scott Lewis not allowed. Now, this should be another 5 minutes because that's undoubtedly delaying tactics. The guy wasn't allowed to get to his feet to play the ball. Tony Ray being lectured. He's being told, do it again, and you're in the sin bin. And that's Vince O'Brien down, getting attention. Here's Scott Lewis trying to get to his feet. Now, this is the same thing that Eddie Ward's given 2 players a stint in the sin bin for. On that occasion, Tony Ray wouldn't let him get up, and he also should have had a spell.
Now Wynnum again inside the 10 metres. Back it goes to Petrie, and he's over for an easy try as it turned out, working the blind side.
Working the blind and also working the wing that Vince O'Brien isn't at because he's down injured, still getting attention from the trainer.
Now it's Gill, Burns, working it wide more, coming back on the straight run. Knocked over to his feet. Gene Miles collars him.
It's bad enough to get hit by Gene Miles once in a game, let alone twice in a couple of seconds, and a little bit of fisticuffs too.
Last tackle, the man puts it deep. Scott chasing it across,
allows
it to bounce. Pressure on the winger. Brothers have a chance of scoring. Tony Ray's come up with it. It's a try to Brothers. Well, terrible communication between Colin Scott and Scott Lewis. Lewis feeds, and it's a Wynnum ball. Plenty of feet across in that scrum, both hookers. Ward calling Brothers back the 5 metres. Dawes fighting to his feet. Jamot a dummy half. Lewis on the blind side. Out to Sinclair, tries to get inside Kilroy.
Just quick hands would have done it. Scott Nichols unmarked, they're 2-1.
Lewis a dummy half. A long pass to Miles. Flings it back to Jamot. Hickey out to Scott. Scott avoids one. Can't get the pass away to Nichols. Nichols for the line, reaches out and scores for Wynnum Manly. Jones feeds, and it's a Brothers ball. Sinclair up there to make the tackle with Coyne.
You can be sure Brothers will throw it around even inside their own territory.
Well, Burns has lost it again, and it's a loose ball right near the goal line. And Eddie Waters signalled a try to Wynnum Manly.
Well, we've seen so many times this year that Brothers have thrown the ball along their own try line, and they've done it with success. Peter Sinclair calling for a try, it certainly was. Have a look at this, the pass from Gill to Burns, too hard that one. Burns tries to gather it, crunch, hit by Lewis. Naylor picks it up and puts it across the line. He wasn't effectively held before he got it up and over the line.
Good passes are being dropped at the moment. And it goes, Jones, Gill, Ray, Gary Smith changes direction, slips it to Stafford. Stafford charging for the line, comes to Lewis, trying to hold him up. Did he get it down? Referee Eddie Watt says yes. Try to Brothers, they hit back, and Wynnum Manly lead 18 points to 14. In the centre of the field, 12 metres out. Long pass back to Ray, with the wide blind, LeMan there. Back inside is Gary Smith. Breaks through, can't break through Tessman's tackle. Held onto him. Out it comes now through Bailey. Gill to Vernon. Vernon flicks it back to Staff. Gill picks it up, throws a dummy, stretches out, he scores! The scores are locked up. Brothers players swarm in jubilation with a kick to come. It's 18 all. The wind right behind him, that won't be any problem. And he steers it through. So Brothers hit the front. 20 points to 18 with 4.5 minutes remaining.
As Lewis punches it downfield to put it on the spot, 11 metres out. Couldn't have put it there better. Scott Lewis with a quick tap. Brothers offside again.
They're offside. The penalty goes to Wynnum again.
They don't want the penalty. Oh, do they? Here's 2 points. They could kick for goal.
Will Lewis take a draw? A draw's better than nothing.
Oh, he is.
A win's better than a draw.
He's going to call Scotty over. Of course, the clock is ticking away. As it ticks, he's almost got to have a shot now. Okay, Cole, kick this one and you could make the Queensland State of Origin side. So Colin Scott will have a chance to kick this after the hooter. The game doesn't finish on the hooter, of course.
Well, there goes the hooter. Scott has the ball placed 10 metres in from touch. He moves into it. He hits it wide on the post. Brothers are still play on though. They'll go after the ball. The ball's losing. Scott Lewis ball. The referee says a try. A try to Wynnum Manly after the siren. From the loose ball.
Well, that's unbelievable. Wynnum Manly jumping for joy. What a decision from Eddie Ward to make. It could have been off Wynnum Manly. It could have been off Brothers. He decided Wynnum Manly didn't knock it forward. What an amazing end to this match. Wynnum Manly have won at 22-20. Colin Scott didn't think he was going to get a second shot for goal here because he'll have to try and convert this try. Here was his first shot for penalty. It was wide. If it was going to be wide, they had to make sure it stayed in the field of play. Have a look at it. The ball went up, certainly off Brothers, off the shoulder, I think, of Peter Sinclair. Not a knock on. Scott Lewis there, and they're on the ball. That is a fair try. What an amazing end of the game. Wynnum Manly have won it.
Will be the winners in the match. Colin Scott can add 2 more points. Doesn't really matter. Wynnum have won the match. Similar kick from the other side of the field this time. And up go the flags. Why couldn't he do it just a moment ago?
It's tactics, mate. They didn't want to draw. They were going for the win.
What made it more exciting? There's the final score. Winner Manly running out Winners over Brothers by 24 points to 20, but the score seesawed throughout, and really what a magnificent game of football it turned out to be. Williams holding it up for Haggith. They're only 10 metres out. Several tackles in hand as Walters goes from dummy half, falls over, goes again, gathered in by Wilson. He's only 2 metres out. Out it goes on the blind side. Blanco picks up the runner in Zillman. Back to Blanco again. Haggith. Defence swarms in on him through Wilson. It's the last tackle. Blanco has it. Up it goes. Coming down in the field of play, right near the goal line. Burke flies, loses it. The ball's loose, and it's a try to Ipswich. People out there, none of them are on the burst. Jansen works it to Stewart. Stewart bustling forward, just a couple of metres short. The big fellow taking him on. Wilson sends it out to Coyne. The run around back to Wilson. Finds House on the burst. Looking for the break, and he stretches out and he's over for a try to the diehards. So Mark Holmes' decision to take the tap kick rewarded with a try. Hone steps inside Keener. Sets sail downfield. Comes to Walters back there in the second line. Slips a beautiful pass to Wilson. Back inside his door. Dawn for the line. He's chased by the defence. Gavin Payne stretches out and he reaches the line. Beats Payne's tackle. 4-pointer to the diehards. Walters to Blanco. Zillman slips through a look to slip a good pass. It would have been. He had Walters coming through. Just held on. Kerrod Walters. Zillman takes play over the halfway. Good tight passing in the last couple of rucks. Blanco out to Williams. Inside is Kelly. Kelly bursts through. Has support in Keener. Slips a pass to him now. He's taken by Coyne and ridden into the ground. Support wasn't quite there when it was needed. It's the last tackle. Ipswich on the attack. Kerrod Walters doubles back through the ruck. Looking for support out wide. Slips it away to Johnston. Johnston inside and over from the corner. Well, good try. Good run from Johnston. Slipped through a slight gap and found himself in for the try. Blanco. Williams. Payne it is up from fullback. Flings it back inside. Blanco comes back for it. Slips over and down on the 22-metre line. Herring marking him. Williams back inside. Good work to Brett Walters. Brett Walters stepping. Gets it to Kerrod Walters. Bursting away from Burke. He reaches out. And another try to the Jets. Well, they've hit back in fine style.
Take it off me. Get it off me, Green. I'm not standing in the middle for nothing. Take it, Howard. Take it. Go, Stewie, go.
Ipswich boring in. Plenty of weight behind that. Kicked back by Herring it was. Kicking it back towards his side and to his halfback. And House was going to play it. He should have played it, says the referee.
Irwin saying that you can see the action that Irwin had as House runs back. Irwin motioning to his lips saying, I called you to play it. Penalty to Ipswich. Injured player there. Looks like Stewart who's down injured. Yes, it is the big front rower for the diehards.
Errol Hunter trying to keep his record intact. Looking to make it 4 out of 4 for the match. This is 30 metres out. Hits it well. Touch judges in behind it. The flags are up. 2 more points to Ipswich. So they're going along nicely at 20 points to 12. Stewart. Chance now for Seagulls diehards. 10 metres out, right in the centre of the field. They're down by 8 points. Holmes slips it back to House. House going on his own. Didn't quite get across far enough to pick up Marshall. Jets defence holding at the moment. Wilson looks for Coyne, then goes himself. Keener swings through the air. Wilson bounces back to his feet to Burke. Burke trying to push away from Chandler. Slips it back to Daunt. Daunt threading his way, gets it to King. King for the line, steps out of 2 tackles and over for a try. Good determined running from Bennett King. Tengdal injecting himself from the wing, helping out the forwards. And you can see the sudden change in pace. Daunt, out it goes to Coyne. Tries to step inside Blanco, but again, his defence excellent. Swooping in low, right around the ankles. Daunt with the little kick through, in behind the line, but Payne there reads it beautifully. And now it turns defence into attack. Links up with Johnston. Johnston chased by Coyne, pushes him away, takes off himself and straight down the touchline. Johnson heading for the line. Oh, brilliant football from the centre, just as in the first half, and that's his 8th try of the season.
And take it over there.
Yes, he wants it on the sixpence. Well, that's silly. He's really doing it tough on the players here. He's asking for the... now Haggarth has got 10 minutes. Now, that's pretty tough, I reckon, because he's really treating these players like children. He's insisting on they stand on the blade of grass that he wants. And here now, Ipswich have got 2 players in the sin bin. Tommy Raudonikis was rapeable on a refereeing performance a couple of months ago. Boy, he won't certainly like this one. Haggarth's coming up and saying, well, look, he's already done it. Looks like Lou Otts was the one who went into the sin bin for 10 minutes. He's finished for the rest of the game. And Ipswich doing it now with 11 men. Can they do it? Can they hold out? I doubt it. 6.5 minutes to go.
Out it goes now to Daunt. Stewart bustling forward.
They desperately want that ball.
Not surprisingly, Ipswich are thin out wide. Holmes sends it to Hone.
Well, the diehards won't use it, though, Warren. They've got to stand deep and just throw it into the flank. They'll go in the corner every time.
Holmes from dummy half. He's over the line, but is he held up and he get it down? He is held up.
Great defence from Ipswich. Fantastic effort.
And now a bit of an eruption in the in-goal area. Frustration it was from one of the Ipswich players on the ground. It's Williams. He bounced the ball off the head.
Let's have a look at the game. It went hard across Holmes and he was turned over onto his back. Good effort, that one from the 5'8 Williams to make sure he didn't get it down straight away. And now Ipswich are going to pack a depleted scrum, a 4-man scrum. Geez, they're going to do it hard from here. Feed the second row, son. You've got no option. Oh,
yeah, it's come out off. They didn't go into the scrum, and diehards have got it. Again, Herring having a run from dummy half.
Well, they can't hold out. They just haven't got the numbers.
Well, look, the diehards are bunched in the middle. We know they've scored tries that way against Winner Manly, but Ipswich are down 2 men. You've got to play to the wing, surely.
It's amazing, isn't it? I think you could score out there at the moment, Warren.
So could you, Dave. Out it goes to Tengdale. Tengdale knows where they should go. Burke was outside him with Stewart. Why didn't he give it? Back it goes to Herring at dummy half. He switches it to the blind. Daunt stepping.
Playing right in the hands of Ipswich. Now move it.
Wilson. Hone going nowhere. Gets it back. Sloppy football. Wilson still has it. It went backwards. Now Stewart tries to straighten up. Out it comes. They've got a big overlap. Tolofsky for the line. And he's in for the try. Well, might be the wrong way to say it, but that try goes to the diehards and the referee, in my opinion. Underneath again was Kinescu. How many times do you call Kinescu in the tackle? Samuelson now fades wide, gets a pass away to Tessman. He's lost it. Bleakley gathers it in as it goes loose.
Well, both sides guilty, I think, of trying to score off every passage of play. There's been some good breaks made in the game, but you don't have to score from that passage of play. I think we saw in the game yesterday, Cronulla and Parramatta, that really showed that up, where Cronulla were knocked down close to the line, took the quick play, the ball, and the 5'8 scampered across Speechley for a very easy try. That's all you've got to do, keep the momentum going. And, of course, the advantage of the quick play, the ball, as Winner Manly have gathered that one. I'll leave it to you for the moment, Warren.
Theo losing the ball. Now Wynnum on the attack. Turner spins it out to Lewis. Turner comes back around him, but Lewis shows it. Keeps going. Loose ball. It bounced off the player's knee, but it's gone backwards, said the referee. Hickey coming up with it. Now Jenner spins around, but Redcliffe up inside the 5. Boxall the one being caught by Eddie Ward. Moving up too quickly.
Samuelson will be called over to have another shot for goal.
Samuelson almost in front of the posts. Should be able to keep his perfect record intact. And he does so. 2 more points to Winner Manly, so they lead 4-0 after 16 minutes. Here's Chapaya. Slips it away to Rolls. 10 metres short of the halfway. Keogh. Sips it back to Bleakley from Kinescu there over the halfway. Gets it away again. Keogh backing up well. The back's well spread, but Sandy goes the blind side. Links up beautifully to Thorne. Thorne has plenty of pace. Beats Hickey straight down the touchline. Samuelson can't get there. Nork and Brad Morgan. Good football and good pass to start it off. Now it's Nichols going slow motion, hitting into the defence. Not going to sacrifice himself.
Looked like he lost that ball too.
Jenner on the blind side. Gets his hands free to Turner. Only 5 metres out. Petrie to Dawes. Samuelson, the run around with Scott. Scott goes himself, bounces away from Rolls. Still going, finally pulled down 10 metres out by Sandy. Donnelly also. Dawes looking wide. Samuelson trying to weave his way through. Only 5 metres out. Naylor. Dawes. A little hesitation. Can't get away from Big Dave Brown. Last tackle, 10 metres out. Wynnum on the attack. Hickey at dummy half. Comes around. Jenner back inside as Tessman. Jenner holds it up, goes back to Hickey, and Hickey is in. Good bit of football. Neat work by the forwards there. Both teams starting to pick up the tempo now. They realise this game is there for the taking. Wynnum have the 6-point lead. Neither side is home by any means yet. 17 minutes remaining. They need to pick it up. Samuelson out to Scott. Jamot sends it to Samuelson, back to Naylor. Naylor with a field goal attempt. That's a good looking kick. It's there. Well, out of the box run from Naylor to put Wynnum in the front, in the lead by 7 points, and that vital 6-point gap well and truly covered.
And a couple of changes for Redcliffe. Stanley's on, and also Bob Keogh is off, so we'll pick up their replacements in a minute.
Sandy breaks one.
Paul Dinty wearing number 5.
There's Waverley Stanley.
So he's replaced Kinescu. Keogh off and Dinty on.
Donnelly slips it to Tapia. Thorne breaks the tackle, breaks the line. Through, heading for the corner. Robin Thorne, he's over. Well, it came out of nothing. Great try from the winger. Redcliffe down by 3 points. Stanley at the dummy half. A little bit slow with the pass to Brown. He gets it on to Donnelly. He's lost it backwards. Redcliffe still in possession. Getting up with it is Stanley. Brown for the line. Brown is just inches short. Desperate defence from Wynnum. 4 players in the tackle. Stanley goes low, burrowing underneath. Can't get it down. Last tackle. 6 inches out to Pyre at dummy half. Sandy with a little kick through it. Bounces off a Wynnum player. Sandy has it again. 6 more tackles, says the referee. Out it comes to Doyle. Doyle going himself. Crunches into Tessman. Away from him. Penalty to Redcliffe.
What do? They're 3 points down, and they've got to gift 2 points with 11 minutes to go.
Into the sin bin goes Jamot.
Well, he could do with a breather. He's tackled everything that moved. Looked like it was a 10-minute stint as well. Only 5.
Doyle takes the tap. Donnelly it is, rather, with the tap.
Well, against 12 men now, Redcliffe should score if they control the ball. There's gaps on the left already.
Sandy goes wide. Out it goes through the hands of Benson to Knuth. Knuth bustling for the line. Sets it to Tapia. He's on his back and into touch. Only 3 yards out. Foot must have been into touch well before he hit the defence.
Only about the second or third tackle. Redcliffe have really got to control possession now. They can win the game. Here it is again. They move the ball quickly out to the left. Sandy cuts across the face of the ruck. Cuts out one player to Benson. The long one then out to Knuth. Comes back on the inside. But good cover defence as he popped the ball up. It looked like it was to Tapia. But really they ran out of room.
Dawes. Tessman. Both teams handing possession over to the other side too regularly. Now Samuelson. He bursts straight through the line. Looks for support on the outside. No one there with him when he needed it. Held down in the tackle. It had to be a penalty against Sandy. Be lucky if he doesn't end up in the sin bin here.
He's gone.
There he goes. 5 minutes for the professional foul.
And so Wynnum will have their shot for goal. They're leading 13-10 with only 7.5 minutes to go.
Brad Samuelson with what will be a very handy kick if he can put it over. Again, doesn't hit it all that well, but it's straight between the posts. Not a good-looking kick, but 2 points is what matters. So Wynnum Manly now have a handy 5-point break. They lead 15-10. Alro having a run. 9 seconds left on the clock. Wynnum Manly leading 15-10. Good performance to bounce back from the loss to South last week. Naylor kicks it downfield. A chance for Redcliffe. Not very intelligent football to give them any chance at all. Donnelly puts a kick downfield. Not very organised football. Jenner throws it over the sideline. It is a penalty.
That is stupid play from Daryl Jenner. You cannot intentionally throw the ball into touch like that. He should know better than that. And a penalty has gone to Redcliffe. They've got all the time in the world now to work out what they're going to do. It should be a big high ball up here. Benton's come in. He's the kicker. He's going to find touch first, is he? They don't know what he's going to do. Daryl Jenner, dear oh dear, why would you do that? It's like a voluntary tackle to throw the ball into touch. And here's the tap penalty.
They need a converted try. They want it near the post. Benson puts it across the face of goal. They chase through on it. The ball goes loose in the end goal. Wynnum diving for it. Everyone diving for it.
No try.
No try, and that's full time.
Finished.
Well, Eddie Ward is looking towards the post, but now he calls full time. So, desperate circumstances. We've seen games won in after the final siren here in recent weeks, but this one, Winner Manly hanging on for a 15 points to 10 nail-biting win. Scrum packing down 10 metres into Brothers territory, fed by Greg Smith, but look at the push from the Ipswich pack. Langer hunting around for it, but Greg Smith manages to come up with it. Well, that was a let-off. It almost went against the feed. Smith on the blind. Back to Ray. Bailey is standing, flings it out to Gill. Clinton Moore has it. And Langer, he bursts away from Langer into the open spaces. Clinton Moore for the line. Gavin Payne makes the tackle. Brilliant diving tackle. Moore pulled down, only inches short. Brothers on the attack. Penalty.
And he's got a stint in the sin bin, whoever it was down the bottom there, and it was Gavin Payne. Penalty to Brothers. They should take the 2 points.
Not so sure that Eddie Wood couldn't have allowed that to go another moment or two because Brothers had a big back line.
And they're going to use it as well. 12 men, Ipswich.
Out it goes to LeMan. LeMan bumps off one, goes again. Back to Bailey. Greg Smith. Grogan. Grogan has Burns outside. He goes himself. Desperate defence. Hunter there with Langer. On the short blind side, it goes to Stafford. He's over. Smith feeds, and it's a Brothers ball, though it came straight back out. There's more up from fullback.
There's the advantage of having loose head and feed. Just about anything goes, and Brothers win the ball.
Smith. Long pass high to Burns, who flings a good pass out to Coyne. Coyne has Kilroy with him as he comes to Payne for the winger rather. Back to Kilroy. Kilroy pace. Now here's a chase. Brett Walters is after him, but he can't catch him. Joe Kilroy all the way. Under the post. Carrying the ball. Still too much pace for the defence. Hunter up quickly for the restart. It was interesting in that try, as David mentioned, Kilroy came across from the far wing. The man who came across in cover defence on Mark Coyne was the winger from the same side as Kilroy, Errol Hunter. I think the initial break came from Brett Walters being sucked in on the centres on Jeff Burns when he held that pass up for a moment.
Just shows Brothers' willingness to throw the ball around inside their own territory. They're going to stretch this Ipswich side at every opportunity, and here they go again.
And it's Burns making the break, and he has support in more outside. There's Kilroy looming up as Langer comes across in cover. Kilroy steps inside Langer, but he can't beat Payne. Gets it back to Robert Grogan. He's still as fit as ever. Beats Hunter, and a brilliant try. Well, Brothers cutting them to ribbons to go to 14-0 after 16 minutes. Brothers defensive line stacked in virtually 12 players inside on the left-hand side of the goalposts. Hunter. Walters holds it up for Zillman. The pass to Keener. Keener looked on the inside, but his support was on the outside. Payne. Out it goes to Haggarth. Haggarth going wide. Steps out of one tackle, slips it away to Johnston. Johnston for the line, and he stretches out. Right. Yes, it's a good, strong try from Johnston. He's really enjoying scoring tries this year. Burns finds touch. Our Brothers with 6 tackles, 18 metres out.
Up very flat. Look at this. This will be interesting. They're all up dead set flat.
Kilroy takes it himself.
Now they drop back a little bit. There'll be a set move on here.
Greg Smith. Back it goes to Ray. The big fella Stafford was looming up on the outside of Stafford, outside of Ray. Smith. LeMan bursts out of Langer's tackle. Knocked over finally by the defensive Cats.
Alan Langer's missed a couple of tackles today.
From dummy half. Brothers held up just short of the line through Bailey. Smith at dummy half. Out it goes to Gill. Gill trying to get away from Langer. Vernon comes around him. Last tackle. Only 7 metres out. Gill puts it up in the field of play. Gathers his own kick. Out it goes to Ray. Ray to Burns. Brilliant pass onto Coyne. Coyne for the corner. Oh, well, Burns made it again. Brilliant passing by the centre. Last tackle on the quarter line.
See if Brothers use the high ball.
Bailey steadies before he puts it up. Pressure for Gavin Payne. Up it goes. Plenty of hands there. Payne has knocked
Penalty,
over.
yep. There, Bailey still back on the ground as penalty has gone to Brothers right in front and the touch judge is on.
And Mark Zillman has been sent to the sin bin as a result of the penalty.
Brothers not taking the 2 points. Going to go for another try before half-time. 8 minutes to go.
Again, it's Kilroy charging for the line. Jumps into the tackle, trying to bump his way through. Smith, Gill, coming through the middle is Big Stafford. Well, he goes all the way, the big fella.
Brothers now with another chance to put more points on. They lead 22-4, 2.5 minutes to go in the first half.
And Mark Coyne has a run, 2 balls on the field.
Eddie Ward will stop it because of that. One of the Ipswich players dived on the second ball.
Jared Walters, I think he genuinely thought it had come loose. Out it goes to Greg Smith, in front to Gill.
It was the wraparound then, but Gill not looking for his support. He decided to have a go himself.
Smith again comes around Burns, creating indecision in the defence as Leman comes up with it. He's still going too. Pushes away from a weak attempt by Williams. Stafford has it.
Oh, should have looked for Peter Gill, who was looming right on his shoulder.
Back it comes this way. Smith, Grogan turns on the pace. Jeff Burns is right alongside him, and great pass out to Kilroy. Kilroy in for a try, and really the passing of Jeff Burns has been a feature of the match. Gill, Burns, coming around him again is Gill. He pushes off Brett Walters, slips it out to Coyne. Coyne going down the touchline, comes to Payne, back to Peter Gill. Now let's see his pace. He's chased by the prop forward, Zillman. Well, Peter Gill have too much pace for him. And really, where was the rest of the cover defence? But good work by Gill to initiate the break and finish it off. And a chance now for the brethren. Moore taken in a good tackle by Robertson. Gill, Burns accelerates to Peter Gill, and over in the corner is Robert Grogan. Welcome back to first grade to Grogan.
There's the Brothers Brains Trust. Ross Strudwick sitting up there, coat and tie, and of course Greg Holborn, the reserve grade coach, sitting in front of him. Strudwick could be well pleased with their performance. He'll be looking now for #1 spot, I'd say. He'll be looking for minor premiership after a performance like this. 36 points to 4, a real shellacking for the Ipswich Jets, who were given some chance, certainly not favourites for today's game. They were given some chance of winning, and Brothers have shown what an attacking brand of football they can play. They run in a stack of tries, mainly through good overlap in the back line, and when required, the big front rower Stafford has been there to run in a couple himself.
Here's Norm Keener charging down, 10 metres in from touch, but one more good tackle from Leman. The cover defence from Brothers superb. Haggard out to Hunter. Hunter trying hard in the latter parts of the match. Still going too. Looks back inside, gets the pass away to Mark Zillman, and he's over. Though he takes on the tackle of, taking a chance deep on the in goals. He tried to come around to the post, but Zillman in for a try. That makes the scoreboard look a little better for Ipswich. 36-8. Back to Gene Miles for the kick. Gets it up high, has a bit of breeze behind him. Michael Booth across, gets the fingertips onto it. At least gets it into control rather than allowing it to bounce away from him.
It was very obvious there that Miles was going to do the kicking, being a centre and standing right in behind the ruck, and Norse really didn't get to him anywhere near quickly enough.
Greg Dowling back after injury. Gerard midway between the quarter and halfway. Darryl Duncan gets the kick away. Nichols is over there chasing back under pressure, and it's gone straight into the arms of Cocky McMahon. He's on the way through the try line underneath the post. Well, what a bounce to get straight between the Winner Manly players. Dowling, dart goes straight into Turner.
That's where Norse will do some damage, I think, if they keep working in that area on the fringe of the ruck with the big men plunging up the middle.
McCabe finds Kelso. He gets a good pass back to Groff. Now Groff takes off, looks inside for Michael Booth. Has he got the pace? Heaps of it. Michael Booth all the way.
Great try, that one. What a beauty.
Dawes, Miles, over the top to Naylor. Naylor in the gap. Lewis coming on the angle. Gives it to him late. He hangs on to it.
No, he's called it back. He's called it back for a forward pass. Actually, Naylor made a bit of a mess at that. He really should have positioned these support players a little bit better. He seemed to stumble himself there and trying to get the pass back on the inside. What a beautiful ball from Gene Miles. Let's have a look at it. The power of the big man. The ball comes down along the back line. Nothing on at all. Defenders everywhere. Miles draws in two over the top to Naylor. And let's have a look at a little bit of a stumble here. And this is where the support play just overruns him a fraction. A little bit of a stutter from Naylor. That caused the overrunning. Good hands though from Scott Lewis to hold on to it. To no avail low. And looks like a penalty has gone to Winner Manley from the scrum. And they've got a tap now, 15 metres out.
Nichols takes it up. Bagnall giving away the penalty, feeding the second row. On the blind side, it comes to Geno. Geno with plenty of support to Colin Scott. Shrugs off the tackle and gets a well-deserved try. It could well have come a moment earlier. Dawes feeds, but it comes back to North against the feed. Bagnall.
6-2, the scrum's now in favour of North. That's a healthy advantage.
Bagnall goes himself. Just short of the line, or has he got it down? It goes backwards. Booth dives in on it. No, Bagnall still has it. Only a metre out. Gerard goes across field. The ball pulled out. Penalty to North. Gene Miles and Brad Samuelson desperate to stop the momentum of North. Now Harvey just to the left of the uprights. Puts it through. Puts North back in the lead. 12 points to 10. 20 metres out from the goal line. Confusion. It should have gone to Miles. It's gone to Tessman. He puts up a good kick nevertheless. Booth underneath it. McMahon from dummy half. Can't get away from his opposite number, Scott Lewis. Bagnall. McCabe. Goes across field. Oh, high tackle on Groff.
He could be gone altogether. Let's have a look at this.
Jamot was the tackler.
Well, I think he's got to send him off myself. Very high tackle. Looks like the player isn't seriously injured. Groff, let's have a look at it again. The pass back on the inside. Certainly Jamot wrong-footed, but no excuse for going high like that. Well and truly above the shoulders. He's got away only with a caution. Quite amazingly, really, for mine. Penalty has gone to North. So we're going to have all players left in this game. That's providing Craig Groff can recover. But Tony Jamot, undoubtedly a high tackle. Groff looks up. There's Tony Jamot. He might need that headgear later.
Harvey, 40 metres out. The distance is the problem. He's right in front of the posts with the breeze. Moves in, hits it well. Straight between the posts. Good kicking from Harvey. And North hit the lead by 4 points now, 16-12. Neither team seems to be really able to move it away from the rucks and get the back line moving, but the forwards are certainly working hard. And the ball has been knocked out of the hands of Hickey by Gerard, says the referee, as he was about to play it.
This penalty is very handy for Winner Manley. They're certainly standing them in good stead. The penalties at the moment favouring Winner marginally by 10-8.
That's a better kick from Samuelson. Takes play into North Territory. Peachy with the tap to Tessman.
He had 4 penalties in a row.
Turner. Wynnum have worked their way into this position a couple of times, but then squandered possession on the third or fourth tackle. That's what they do this time. Hickey has it.
All one-out stuff.
And plenty of strong defence, driving him back. Miles runs around Jenner. Jenner looks for him again, but McCabe swoops in to make the tackle.
Not positive enough, Winner Manley. They think they've got all day to put their moves on, and they haven't.
Dawes back to Nichols. Dowling comes from behind. The last tackle on the quarter line. Miles puts it up high. Chasing through his doors, and Scott Lewis. Michael Booth comes for it, but doesn't get close to it. Goes backwards now. It's hands, the handball backwards. Samuelson's after it. Booth chasing him. The end result is it's a handover, and Wynnum Manly have lost some 10 metres. North's quickly on the attack, out to Kelso.
Yeah, they were offside. Good refereeing by Eddie Ward. Let it come as far as the players involved and then knock them off. Never at any stage were they back 5 metres.
Duncan. Gerard comes up to take the tap midway between Wynnum quarter and halfway. Harvey runs across field before Tessman and Jamot round him up. Dart only knows one way, that's straight ahead. Hasn't broken the line as many times as we have seen him, but still had a good game. Back to McCabe. Dowling, Bagnall, Cook. Cook goes back, finds Bagnall on his inside, has support. Gerard comes to Scott Lewis. Only 8 metres out. Chance for Norths now. Bagnall, Groff, Cook has support outside, comes back away from Tessman, still going for the line. Bagnall looming up in support. It's the last tackle, 5 metres out. Wynnum slow to get back out wide. On the blind side, Gerard sends it to Groff. Up goes the bomb. Coming down in the field of play. Tessman is underneath it. Dowling has come through and plants it for a 4-pointer.
Oh, well done from Dowling. Read it nicely. Groff put the kick up to perfection.
Harvey with the chance to put Norths 10 points ahead. Not a difficult one. And up go the flags. Pressure from Redcliffe on the kicker. The drop out to Donnelly. And met by the defence. 34 metres out. Cowell takes it up. Gets around Stafford, well, almost around him. He goes again as Gill comes in to help. Bleakley, sent off last week, but exonerated. 18 metres out. Dave Brown charges forward. Met by Stafford and Leman. The backs are well spread. Sandy, Benson, the long pass out to Doyle, cuts back inside.
You can immediately see Redcliffe's pattern of attack against Brothers, very close-knit defence, and that is to stand right out on the touchline, fire long passes.
Last tackle up it goes, the ball goes rebounding, hands, it's loose in the in goal.
Knock on both ways though. Chance from Redcliffe, well-placed kick, just landing in the field of play. Brothers couldn't handle it, neither could Redcliffe. Let's have a look at this as it comes down. Up goes Coyne, I think it was. The ball bounces off the head of one of the Redcliffe players. Then Clinton Moore can't take it. Neither can the big winger in Shane Canute. The ball goes loose. Scrum will pack.
Scrum win to Redcliffe after the Brothers lost it on the first tackle.
Jamie Sandy dangerous again around. That deserves a penalty, he's right. There it is, Jamie Sandy had made that good little half break. There was no way Gary Smith was going to let him get up quickly. Had a hold of the foot, a deserving penalty.
33 metres out. He hits it, well, didn't have the distance, not a lot of distance, and waved away. Clinton Moore bringing it up. It appeared that Benson may have lost his footing just as he went to let go with the kick. Kilroy down just short of the quarter line. Greg Smith, Gill, Brogan, Burns, Ray coming up on the outside, cuts through, has support in Coyne. Coyne takes off, chased by Sandy, others across as well. It gets the pass back inside, play on. Down the wing goes to Moore. Inside with support there. Ball loose now as Ray backs up.
Oh, What a spectacular crowd think. The Brothers crowd think it's a try, but it's not, of course. It was knocked on. The Brothers really showing they can create some half chances out wide. And here's another chance for them. Bad mistake, that one from Redcliffe.
LeMan steps off the right foot, again comes back through the ruck. Still going. Great run from Brett LeMan. Great run from LeMan. The only Brothers forward who hasn't signed to play in Sydney. Here goes Carter now. He has the defence on the back move, taking full toll of it. Smith, Gill, again Brothers have numbers. Rogan sends it out to Burns. Here comes Moore. Back inside, Cal. Burns still going. He has support. Coyne for the line. Coyne will score. First try of the match, the Brothers. They finally got the overlap, but then it eventually came back on the inside to take the break. Sandy. Boxall.
Let's have a look at the defence in the first half. Brothers have had to make 133, slightly more than Redcliffe, and most of those would have been in the first 30 minutes because Redcliffe had enormous possession. You can see a break in the back play there from Redcliffe.
Powell gets it back inside now to Tapia. Tapia chased by Bailey, dressed the tackle, but he's over alongside the uprights. Great football from Redcliffe to hit back early in the second half here. Stafford in centre field. It's the last tackle, 21 metres out. Bailey's kick is knocked down by Keogh.
6 to go for Brothers.
And it's Greg Smith, a little stepping run. Slips it away to Bailey. Bailey's still going. Keogh would now regret having touched that kick. Puts him under enormous pressure. Gill slips it away. Out it goes now to Ray standing wide. He keeps it alive to Gary Smith. And Brothers hit the lead with that try to Smith. And now it's Joe having a run. Can't get away from Robin Thorne. Well, he can get away from him. Keogh comes again to help out. Good run from Kilroy.
Good effort from Kilroy. He was in doubt leading up to this match. Apparently a virus. I'm sure his mum would have been a bit worried about him with the rain coming down the last hour or so, but Kilroy's showing no ill effects.
Moore, Burns, the run around with Clinton Moore. I suppose you could say it's stereotyped, but it's working all the time, this combination in the centres with the fullback.
Yeah, certainly worried to the defence.
Gary Smith to Jeff Burns, in the clear, comes to Donnelly, slips it away to Mark Coyne, brilliantly done. He heard the call and slipped it. Sandy after Coyne, but had no chance. Great football by the backs of Brothers. Brothers leading 16 to 10, just under 4 minutes left. Knuth.
You could throw a blanket over that Brothers defence. They're very close into the ruck.
Sandy, Benson. Keogh leaves it behind, but good work from
Yes,
Tapia
penalty,
coming around.
correctly so. Holding Peter Gill back as he tried to pick up the loose ball. Penalty to Brothers. They've got their chance again with Redcliffe making more mistakes. Ashley Tapia, I see, leaving the field. Looks like Cherry coming on. There's Tapia leaving. And Steve Cherry, wearing number 15, has come on as his replacement. 8 metres inside their own half. But Redcliffe a couple of times, Warren, have really let chances slip by silly mistakes when they've been in try-scoring positions.
I think they'll be very frustrated with this performance because they came out breathing fire. They had the tactics. They played exceptionally well for the first 20 minutes. Had Brothers reeling backwards somewhat. But from that point on, things have started to go against them. Or put it this way, Brothers hit back first of all, and that caused things to go against them. Then they lost Jim Cowell, and now they're blowing chances that they have had, losing possession.
It'll be a frustrating day for coach Darryl Vandervelde, who really did have them ready to play. The Brothers once again have shown that even the sides who want to devise tactics against their own find it very, very difficult.
Carter. It's the last tackle. Bailey, the high bomb, bringing down Snow with it. Donnelly, awkward bounce for him as it comes down near the post. There's a chance for a try, yes! Peter Gill, the try for Brothers, making the most of the bouncing ball. Nightmare kick for the fullback Donnelly as it came down right alongside the uprights from great height. Trevor Bailey right in front of the posts to add the extras. Flags are up and Brothers have a match-winning lead of 22 points to 10. Over the top comes Pena to finish him off. Andrew Walters was underneath. Belford, Coyne, tries to break the line. Zillman hangs on to him. Jenner fades wide as usual. Picks up Colin Scott. In the hole with support comes to Payne. Sends the pass out to Scott Lewis. Racing around behind the post to improve the position. And the first try on the board to win a Manly. Turner getting back through the middle, takes 3 to pull him down. They're only 10 metres out. Miles goes to dummy half. Belford around Jenner, back to Belford, up to Tessman, and now Miles setting sail for the corner, pushes away and over in the corner. The power of Gene Miles coming from the initial pass at dummy half at centre field, backing right around to score the try. Payne into the line with a step, can't get away from Miles, slips the pass away to Johnston. He's well tackled by Scott Nichols, tries to drag his feet towards touch. Johnson stayed in. Langer, Kerrod Walters looks for support as he heads cross field, but the pass was forward to his brother Andrew. Wynnum in possession now, chance to turn it around. Petrie out to Scott. Scott comes back in field, now looking back to Petrie once more.
Colin Scott would want to go back to fullback. He's getting more work on the left wing than he would having a spell at fullback.
Keener over there to make the tackle. Brian Naylor. Turner. Again, Ipswich are creating half chances, but they just aren't able to finish them off, and they're ending up losing possession too often. Tessman. Back to Coyne.
Great pass from Andrew Tessman.
Wynnum is starting to open them up. Samuelson. Miles. Pushes away, slips it to Naylor. Back inside, the ball come across and support. Samuelson for the corner, catching them on the wrong foot, changing the angle. Now heads around behind the posts to finish off a good bit of football. The kick-off for the second half from Gavin Payne. There's a replacement on for Ipswich. Brett Karts is out there taking the place of Steve Parcell.
Karts has been one of Ipswich's better players in the last few weeks, but there was some suspicion that he wasn't 100% fit, and that's why he was on the bench. There he is, number 15, Karts, underneath John Turner, with a bit of a helping hand from Turner to get off him. That wouldn't help him too much either.
Turner resented that tackle for some reason. Pushed him away. And the news from Redcliffe is that Redcliffe are absolutely demolishing an injury-riddled South, 34-0 at half-time. So if Ipswich go down here, just about got a final four.
Yes, it's shaping up that way, and really when you look at it, there's a good kick through there from Wynnum Manley.
Chasing through is Jamot. He's dived on it, and the referee is going to award the try. Yes. The kick through from the play the ball, and Jamot screaming through on it. Andrew Walters, red-headed, takes play to the quarter line. Kerrod Walters goes himself and finds the open spaces, dashes into the clear, chased by Samuelson. Scott coming across, back to Zillman, who backed up superbly. The front row was the first one there. Quick play the ball, plays it forward, goes himself, takes on Tessman.
Well, Ipswich suffering from lack of backup. That's a couple of times in the game that really they haven't had the support players. If Zillman can get there, the whole side should be able to get with him.
Pass slipped away. And it goes now to Haggard. Brent Walters fighting them off, trying to stay on his feet. Langer. Williams. Keener has it off Kelly. Keener lurking out in the centres. It's the last tackle. 30 metres out. Langer chuckles it. Andrew Walters on the burst. Slips a good pass. All it was a good idea. The pass was loose. Play on with Langer. He gets the pass out to Keener. Keener and Scott Lewis. Backing up is Errol Hunter, and the Jets are in for the first try of the match. Langer with the quick tap. Ipswich getting on with it. Karts. Determined. Back to Langer. Andrew Walters. Taken by Jenner. He's popped the pass away.
Oops, there's a fight on the two halfbacks, Belford and Langer. Two little flyweights.
Play on in the back play with Andrew Walters heading for the line. They're still at it, the two halfbacks.
Got into more of a wrestle now than a boxing match.
Zillman, Keena for the line, and he scores! Keena has scored. Ipswich still in the game.
I don't know who won the fight, but Al Langer's got up with a smile on his face because his side has scored the try.
Quick tap goes to Miles, battering ram at the line. He's reached out and put it over. The power of Miles took on the whole forward pack and got there.
Have a look at this, Gene Miles. The first surge was one, and then he sort of went again. Let's have a look. Oh, the head went out, reached across. The body didn't get across, but the ball did. Great work from the big fella.
Carps a dummy half. Langer, a long pass. Andrew Walters can't handle it. Wynnum come up with it and slip it away to Gene Miles. Miles pushes away from Langer. Chased downfield by Williams. Also Brett Walters. Gene Miles looking over his shoulder. Walters makes the tackle, but he bounces back to his feet. Has Scott Lewis with him. Throws the dummy. Has support out wide. Colin Scott is there. He steps back inside. The finish off. A length of the field movement from Gene Miles.
Magnificent. Gene Miles is exhausted. He hasn't run that far for a long, long time. There's the kick for goal. It's successful. And now they lead by 30 points to 12.
Langer, Walters, Haggith, bumps one off. Only 9 metres out. Kerrod Walters a dummy half.
Replacement in the Wynnum camp, Steve Sandrin, number 18, is on for Brian Point.
Andrew Walters trying to step through, gets it back to Kerrod Walters, who stretches out and scores. So you can't keep Ipswich down, even though it's late in the match. 30 points to 16. 12 metres short of halfway. Langer, Williams, gets the arms free, pops it over the top, and Gene Miles is there to pull it in. Scott Lewis steps back away from 3 players and sets sail for the line, coming around a big curving run. Tries to push away from Kerrod Walters. He hangs on, back to Miles. Samuelson. And finally the defence manages to pull him in. Keena. But Wynnum looking to attack out wide on the far side. Colin Scott decides to go through the middle. Slips it away to Petrie. They're hungry for one more. Naylor holds onto the ball and scores the try. Brian Naylor all the way, finishing off that. Good work from Wynnum, keeping the ball alive. Samuelson pushes it wide. It wasn't a difficult one, but he's missed. So the score remains 34 points to 18.
Brothers on the attack. Ray with it. Gives it off to Burns. Burns, can he get his pass away? No, he's just slung to ground. The Brothers on the attack. They're starting to open up. Grogan now works at the blind side. Gets his pass off for Moore. Moore heading for the line, but across comes the cover defence. Cuts him down. Beautiful tackle. Swing it back the other way. Smith. Stafford will take the settler. Running strongly, the big fellow. Takes play to about 5 metres short of the try line. Brothers piling it on. 2-0 North's lead. Out to Smith. Has to reach for that one. Now switches play. Steps back into the middle of it. Finds Grogan. And Grogan will set sail for the line and score.
There's the scrums, 4-1 in favour of Brothers. Should be 5-1 with loose head and feet.
Brothers come up with it. Gill. They're going to run it. Burns spots a gap and he's in some open spaces. The cover defence Booth lunges and just gets him on the halfway mark.
Who said Michael Bird wasn't fast?
And these tactics of Brothers paying off, and they've still got men over. Moore has the ball back inside. Gives it to Kilroy. Kilroy with the line wide open. Scores out wide. Great try after some great lead-up work from Brothers. Tony Ray with this one set up. 5 metres in from touch. Back on the quarterway. Strikes it nicely. No doubt about it. Up go the flags, and Brothers move out to lead by 12 points to 2. Harvey with the restart for Norths. They trail by 12 points to 2. Brothers with the ball, just short of their own quarterway. Coyne to play it back. This time it's Kennedy with that distinctive headgear. Takes play up to the quarterway. Continue to work at the blind side. Smith looked to hold it up. Couldn't unload. Takes the tackle himself. They're making good ground, Brothers. Forwards paving the way. Smith now, they spin it at the back line. There's the run around. Onto Moore, into some open spaces. He beats him for speed, Moore. Cross comes the cover, he finds Coyne. The chip and chase again. Plenty of North players there. Bagnall juggles and finally holds onto it.
Well, brilliant passage of play. Would be worth seeing again. Fantastic work from the brothers' backs as they loop one another time and time again. The kick and chase down the far side, Mark Coyne. Brothers, look, there it is. There's Clinton Moore. The last pass out to Mark Coyne. Mark Coyne then confronted by the fullback. The little chip over the top. The chase was on. Good work, though, from Roslin to get back there quickly, and also Craig Gorf. He's cleaned up very well today, Craig Gorf. And there's Mark Coyne just on the scene to stop him 1 metre out from his own try line. As Greg Oliphant in the sunglasses and the blue top, be a bit concerned about the first half. He would have liked to have kept Brothers down to a lesser scoreline as Brothers make another break. Robert Grogan
has Coyne in support. Coyne sets sail for a line, gets his pass back inside the Gill. Gill stands up to the fence and scores underneath the uprights. Brilliant full length of the field try to Brothers. Peter Gill finishing it off. Smith works to the blind side with Gill. And that's Tony Ray into open spaces. Has O'Brien outside. O'Brien up towards the halfway mark. Gets his pass to Clinton Moore. They won't catch him. Moore sets sail. Across comes the top of the fence. Kelso dies. Can't get him low and Moore's over. And it'll bring it around. Underneath the uprights. Moore scores. Underneath the uprights. Beautiful run. He's got pace, this fellow. Smith up over the halfway line. Comes to Booth and Booth takes him in a nice tackle around the legs. 10 metres inside of North's territory. Brothers still hungry for tries. Goes out to Grogan. Coyne on Moore. Moore again into some open spaces. Loses it this time, and Booth, the effervescent Booth there to clean up the crumbs. Well, if one player has stood out for North today, it's been Booth. He's tried everything from the fullback position. He really doesn't deserve to be on the losing team.
North, I think, really have played a little bit inside their shell. I think they should have moved the ball more. Here goes Big Bill Dart as he makes a break out wide.
Bill Dart still going, has support inside. Cook to the try line. Moore's coming across and cover the fence, but I think Cook will outpace him. He sets sail for the corner and he's over. What consolation try to North.
Well, it will be an important try, that one, though, because the Devils will realise now they've got the capabilities of scoring against Brothers. Here's the scrum still favouring Brothers by 9-6.
And another one against the feet, this time to North. Groff goes for a run for himself. The open side of the ruck. He's only 5 metres short too. North still looking for another try. Bagnall, McCabe, turns his back on the defence and gives it to Cook. Cook tackle 10 metres out. Gerard, Bagnall, McKenzie. Again, they swing it the other way this time. Dart up the middle. Able to turn, unloads. Duncan to McCabe. McCabe has his hands free and gets a pass off to Roslin. Roslin beating tackles. 5 metres short.
Been impressed with him this afternoon too, Steve Roslin. They should try and get the ball to him more often. He's been effective.
Swing it wide, North. Stepping back in field is Groff. Bagnall, I should say, the halfback in Bagnall, as easy as you like, puts it down underneath the uprights. Well, they're not done with yet, North. So Guy Harvey with 2 from 3. This one right in front. Up go the flags. And now North move to within 10 points of Brothers.
So Brothers finishing the season as minor premiers, just pipping Norths in the shadows of the post. That made for a major semi-final showdown between the two teams. There's also a minor semi-final up for grabs, with Winner Manly and Redcliffe vying for a position in the preliminary final.
Redcliffe have it just inside of Winner Manly's territory. Their chance to attack now. Dave Brown running strongly. Takes it up. Met by Jenner, though. Jenner and Turner combined to put him to ground about 10 metres inside of Winner Manly's territory. They work the blind side. Sandy looking for an opening, and he finds it. Sandy still going, has support inside and out. Gets it back inside to Tapia. Tapia will go all the way and score for Redcliffe. Redcliffe lead now, 4-0.
Have a look at this, Jamie Sandy. Beats Belfort. That was Belfort's tackle, man on man. Number 7 on 7. Should have taken him. See Tapia held back there by Jenner. Finally gets his way through. Robin Thorne was in support on the outside also. But Sandy knew that Tapia was coming. He hadn't realised he'd been held back for a moment or two. Tapia brushed through it to score Redcliffe's first try and his 4th for the season.
So Trevor Benson has this attempted goal set up, 75% kicking average this season. Moves in, strikes it up, go the flags, no mistake. Can now Redcliffe move out to an early lead of 6-0. Winner Manly applying the pressure. Turner straight ahead, there's the settler. Takes it to 15 metres out from the try line. Redcliffe leads 6-0. 24 minutes remaining in the first half. They work it wide. Lewis is on the ground, scoops it back before he supports Samuelson. Now Belford, still going Belford. Plenty of defence there though. Only 10 metres out Winner Manley, setting it up on the blind side. Lewis, switch in play, back to Samuelson. Clear up the middle. Oh, had he been a yard faster, he may have got through that gap. A little bit slow though. Samuelson with the dummy half position. Lewis setting it up on the blind side. There's a drop goal attempt. It's going to wobble over, I think. Yes, it does. 1 point.
Tony Jamont must have had himself in the double. I don't think it was the time to have a go at it. But there it is, 6-1, Redcliffe leading Winner Manley.
Marches play 35 metres out from his own try line. Lewis. Belford is the move. Switches it back inside to Tessman. Oh, nicely cut down though. Good tackle by Canescu. 5th tackle. Samuelson for the line. Thorne's back there. There's Donnelly in support. Now he finds Donnelly. Well done. Donnelly almost up to the quarterway before he's taken down.
Need to go on with it now. Winner Manley in disarray.
Very slow to get back, Winner Manley. Dave Brown taking us straight ahead. Steps out of the tackle of Wally Lewis. Still going Dave Brown. Now he's put the ground.
No silly pass in from Brown. That's better football.
Sandy looks to swing it wide. Finds some open spaces. Sandy for the try line. He'll score. Well, he's just sliced them straight up the middle. Jamie Sandy and brings it round underneath the uprights.
Super solo try from Jamie Sandy. He set up the first. He scored the second on his own. Brilliant effort. They're going to have to watch Jamie Sandy in today's game if Winner Manley are going to win it. Look at this. He goes past two of their best defenders. There goes Lewis. There goes Tessman. And then Colin Scott caught unawares. He's got enough pace to get away from a diving Colin Scott. And Jamie Sandy brings it around, checking the boots, making sure they're still there. His 12th try of the season.
Trevor Benson should make no mistake, has this one set right in front, moves in, and up go the flags, and surprisingly, Redcliffe lead, 12 points to 1. Samuelson with the restart. I say surprisingly because 10 minutes remaining. I don't think anyone would have predicted that would be the scoreline at this stage, David, 12-1.
No, possibly not, Bill. I think the instructions now from the Redcliffe bench must be, though, that they've got to keep Winner Manley trialists in this first half. Winner Manley is so potent when it gets close to the last couple of minutes in each half. So I've got no doubt Vanderveld, who's just had his runner out there, Ross Franklin, issuing instructions. It would be a case of, OK, let's not go back into our shell, but there's one thing we've got to remember, and that's defence.
Niebling, well, Niebling has exposed her defence once again, has the ball on the outside and inside. Stephen with it. They'll go on with it, Redcliffe. Underneath the post, Stephen scores. As easy as that.
Magnificent football from the Dolphins. Brian Niebling, who was hurt about 10 minutes ago. There's the big fellow, Brian Niebling, brushing through tackles like they weren't there, and they just about weren't. This will look terrific. There he says, OK, I know I've got Cherry. There he is out there. Hang on. The cover defence is there. I'll leave him alone. I'll bring Teven back the other way. It's exactly what happened. Good backing up play from Rowan Teven. A class centre he is, and Redcliffe piling on the power.
Well, a case of deja vu for Trevor Benson. Only a minute ago he was in the exact same position. A chance here to increase Redcliffe's lead even further. Up go the flags. He does so. They now move out to a very commanding lead of 18 points to 1.
Replacement here, Doug Belford leaving the field. It looks like Brad Morgan is coming on the far side, and undoubtedly Scott Lewis to play half-back.
Kick off from Gene Miles, fielded by Keogh. Well, Redcliffe running wild at this stage. They lead 18-1.
Wasn't Brad Morgan at all. Steve Hazel it is that's come on, and if my sheet is right, he's wearing 47 jersey.
Almost gridiron, David.
That's him out there with the strapping on the right knee, and it does look like 47 he's got on.
Number 47, Hazel, replacing Belford. Injured neck by the looks of it. He was walking off. Redcliffe with the ball. Touch finder from Benson. That looks like a better kick. Yes, it is. Into touch.
Well, when you're hot, you're hot. The Dolphins really fired up now. 18-1 they lead with 7 minutes to go in the first half.
7-4 the scrums, favouring Redcliffe. One against the feed, Winner Manley. Lewis standing up in the line. Scott, I should say, up in the line. Just inside of Redcliffe's territory. Tessman, the settler. Steps out of the tackle of Tapia. Good, strong, determined run. Takes play 15 metres inside of Redcliffe's territory. Petrie. Turner. Tapia right around the ankles. Lewis trying to set it up. Jenner. Out to Scott. Reaches for it, but feels it in nicely. But has been intercepted by Cherry. And now Knuth has it. Some room to move. Knuth still going up towards the halfway mark. Scott Lewis. Had to come in from his opposite wing, Scott Lewis. Well, has he in fact moved into the halfback position? I think Hazel's on the wing. Knuth to play it back. Dave Brown, he's been a little quiet today.
Well, hasn't played a lot of football in the last 4 or 5 weeks. Had a problem with a back injury. Still bringing the ball up strongly, Dave.
Sandy, Benson, Cherry, trying to stand up Naylor, but he clings to him. Just inside of Winnamelly's territory. Teven goes for a run. Benson now with a little chip kick, has been charged down. Samuelson has it. Well done. Scoops a pass off the ground. That may have gone forward. Sandy to feed this scrum. Comes up with a win. Lewis offside. No.
Feet up in the scrum there from Petrie, the hooker. And a great chance for Redcliffe now to really put the nail in the coffin. 3 minutes, that's plenty of time to work you up 6 tackles. And Gene Miles down injured.
Benson with the touch finder. Takes play up to just inside the quarterway. Niebling with a full head of steam. He busted them before.
Once again, Winnamanny not moving up. They're just giving them plenty of easy territory.
Sandy. Tapia back inside. Oh, a heavy tackle from Lewis, but he bounced out of it. 5 metres short. Redcliffe on the attack. The blind side, Conescu. Oh, could go into touch. Just manages to stay in the field of play. Keogh in the dummy half position. Niebling, Sandy, Benson. Men over here, Redcliffe, Brown up the middle. Back inside, Bleakley for the line. He'll score! Yes, he makes it over the try line. And that could just about be the nail. That's 6. Winnamanly.
It's only just coming up to half-time. The Premiers of last season won't play in the rest of the finals. You can count on that because here, Dave Brown stands in the tackle, fires it back to Bleakley. Look at the work he had to do. Desperate diving, brushes through over the try line. Steve Bleakley, his 5th try.
And Benson in that familiar position, right in front, and raises the flags. Redcliffe 24, Winnamanly 1.
Winnamanny got a replacement warming up on the far side, Brian Coyne.
They'll have to do something here, Winnamanly. They trail 24-1. There's only 27 minutes remaining in this match now. Jenner starts to spark up on the blind side. But look at the Redcliffe defence swarming over the top of him. They've got it out wide, but if they can stretch it. Lewis caught. Hazel.
Got to get deeper, Winnamanly. They want to get it out wide. You've got to get a bit of depth in your attack.
Petrie, good scooting run from dummy half. Rolly Lewis into the dummy half position. Samuelson back inside to Tessman. He'll score. Yes, reaches over and puts it down. Wynnum strike back, but it may be too late.
Well, at least they have struck back. Big Tessman, pretty hard to stop from that sort of position. But have a look at it from head on. Pretty hard to stop a big man like Tessman. Lewis a couple of paces. Samuelson one way. Here comes Tessman up the middle. See you later, Bob Keogh. Jamie Sandy stood his ground. Tessman over the top. Winnamanly's 1st try. Andrew Tessman 2nd for the season.
Samuelson with the attempted goal moves in and up go the flags. So Winnamanly back in the match now. They trail 24-7. 30 metres out from the try line.
Once again, Winnamanly gaps in the middle of the ruck. That's what's cost them.
Niebling to Pyer, finding Teven up the middle, but he's just lost it. And Miles dives on it for Winnamanly. Let off there for Winnamanly. Samuelson slung to ground. Niebling finishes him off. Tessman up to the quarterway. Winnamanly in possession. Lewis, long cut-out pass, went to ground. And Redcliffe come up with it. Boxall working at the open side. Pull down, 15 metres short of the try line. Benson at the Thorn. Tries to stand up Wally Lewis, but he clings to him. Puts him to ground, 15 metres out. Well, that's the 10-metre line. Tapia working the run around. Finds it back inside to Cherry. Cherry gets his pass obliquely, and that's a try.
Well, that's the one that Darryl Vanderbilt wanted. He wanted to try in the second half to show they could keep the pressure on. They've done that. What a good try it was. Once again, straight up the middle of the ruck. Wynnum Manly have really found it difficult to defend in this area. And the ball skills of Ashley Tapia. Look at this. Cherry in, around, out, brought the defence into him. Steve Bleakley across for his 6th try of the season.
So Trevor Benson with that great record of 4 from 5 with the attempted goal. That looks pretty good. Up go the flags. And now Redcliffe moving right out. 30-7 they lead Wynnum Manly. There's the restart from Wynnum Manly. Only 4 minutes remaining in the match.
Finally, Gene Miles has succumbed to the ankle injury that he suffered a couple of minutes before half-time, and he's been replaced by number 20, Greg Street.
Powell goes himself from dummy half and makes some good yardage up the middle. So Wynnum Manly have been weak all day around the edges of the rucks. Redcliffe working it up back towards the halfway mark. Benson will play it back. Niebling has been the workhorse today, living up to his name. Ryan Niebling, the horse. It's the halfway mark. Powell will play it back. Bleakley, the try scorer, gets off cut out past the Thorn. Comes up to Hazel, beats Hazel easily. Has the ball back inside, but can't beat the tackle of Scott. And Scott pulls him down just 10 metres short of the try line.
Probably could have done a little bit more to find that support.
They come off a Wynnum Manly player, so it's still alive. Boxall has it. Oh, he didn't singles.
Well, only a rebound.
To go.
Didn't play at it from Wynnum, so rightly a changeover.
Hazel himself from dummy half up to the quarterway. Lewis switch and play back to the blind side. It's Jamot, tackle on the quarterway. Tessman to Lewis, to Samuelson. Now they start to swing it wide. Has to reach back for it though. Replacement player for Wynnum Manly. And his tackle on the quarterway.
Greg Street it is.
Greg Street, almost intercepted Redcliffe. It's a couple of times now Redcliffe have almost intercepted Wally Lewis's passes.
Quick look at the stats in the game. In tackles, missed tackles, 29 missed tackles from Wynnum Manly, only 13 from Redcliffe, and in the lost ball department, 21 lost ball to Wynnum and only 11 to Redcliffe. So a far better performance from Redcliffe today. Wynnum Manly will be disappointed. They've come so close, and yet this is the end of the season for them. In the defensive department, Petrie did 40 tackles while he was on there. Wynnum Manly kick and chase Brian Naylor.
Brian Naylor's got plenty of pace too. That ball bouncing on the quarterway. Naylor's still after him, try and put it on the toe. Misses it completely though. And Redcliffe come up with it. Donnelly has possession.
Didn't Robin Thorne fly down there? He made sure he got back. Donnelly was there to help him as well. And Redcliffe are assured that another try isn't going to go on for Wynnum. As I said, Petrie, and he was only on for about 70 minutes of the game. He got 40 tackles. Jamot 28, Turner 26. And then for Redcliffe, the top tacklers, Niebling 29, Tapia 26. Just as I talk about the tackles, here's the kick through now from that scrum. This is the replay of it. Naylor tried to get there. He did get there just first. He was almost tackled before he played at the ball, but Redcliffe recover in time.
Redcliffe in possession, just short of the halfway mark, still in their own territory. Goes to Benson. There's a little kick, charged down by Wynnum Manly. Play on. Sandy was onside. The Wynnum Manly player who touched it put him onside. Bleakley has it, 6 to go, says the referee. Redcliffe want to try to finish with. 40 seconds remaining. Can they do it? Powell. Boxall. Running strongly. He was a regular A grader not long ago, Boxall. That's how strong Redcliffe are in the forwards. Brian Niebling works it up to the quarterway. Still going, Brian Niebling, carrying Samuelson up the field with him. How strong is he?
What a great game he's had, Niebling. Getting up slowly, but he's just wasting time now.
The blind side. Donnelly holds it up. Can't get his pass away and is put to ground. Powell working the blind side. At the Thorn. Oh, crunching tackle though by Tessman. So countdown's on. 2 seconds to go. 1. Night, Seagulls. They're finished for 1987. And Redcliffe now goes through to the preliminary final with a resounding win over Winner Manly, 30 points to 7.